welcome back, everybody. And John, over to you.
All right, thank you very much. Good day, everyone. My name is John Horodisky, Managing Director for the Insights and Analytics Practice at Salt Flats, and I will be your chair for track 2. I would like to welcome you to the presentation From Conception to Reality, Implementing a Truly Global Dam to Deliver the Crucial Mission of World Vision. If you're looking for driving global change in a time of crisis, that's track 1, but I think you're going to want to be over here. A little bit of housekeeping before we get started. Please remember during the presentation, start thinking of some questions to ask. We will have about 10 minutes reserved at the end to do a Q&A. So if you have those questions, type it in the Q&A box at any point throughout the session, and I'll be tracking those to the side. And without further ado, I would now like to welcome Laura Di Ciero and Leanne Tingson from World Vision. Thank you both.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John. Right. Thanks so much, Laura, for sharing that. Hello, everyone. We are excited to be here today and share the progress that we have made at World Vision International. I'm Leanne Tingson, and I'm the Operations Supervisor for Digital Asset Management and lead our team of librarians and curators. I'm a licensed librarian by profession and based in the Philippines with over 10 years of experience in digital libraries, DAM, and metadata. I have been at World Vision since 2016, so I have been an integral part of the global content team as we transition from a legacy system to a modern enterprise digital asset management system. With that, I'll hand things over to my colleague, Laura.
Thanks, Leanne. Hello, everyone. I'm Laura, the lead global librarian and curation specialist based in Melbourne, Australia. I'm responsible for maintaining the daily operations of World Vision's global digital asset management system, along with my teammates. We ensure that content all start with current and videos and digital assets. My background is in video production and motion graphics in the nonprofit and corporate sectors. For those of you who aren't familiar with World Vision, we are a global Christian relief, development, and advocacy organization dedicated to working with children, families, and communities to overcome poverty and injustice. Our ultimate goal is to ensure all children are cared for, protected, educated, and we have one vision: to build a world where each child experiences life to its fullest. World Vision has nearly 35,000 employees and is located in 100 countries, 6 continents. A sense of our work and the type of content we manage, I'm going to play a short video, and then my colleague Leanne will walk you through our global DAM journey.
We're here to help.
Thanks. That's a great video, Laura. So for years, staff across World Vision have shared photos using different systems. This here is a little history of World Vision's DAM journey. We've come from having to mail film negatives, handwritten notes at the top, to FTP servers, to sharing assets via CDs, DVDs, and hard drives, to file sharing platforms, and then to our old DAM system with its own drawbacks and bugs. Today, our new digital asset management system is affectionately called Storyhub, and it is a single source of truth for all our content marketing and storytelling work. It is the home for our photos, videos, story documents, project files, and more. And these are the world-class stories that we tell around the world to persuade our donors to join our cause and to partner with us. These resources are costly to produce and require substantial investment. And Storyhub allows us to be good stewards by reusing this content across our different offices. For this global DAM project, the agile approach that we use to implement Storyhub is an organizational strategy breakthrough. So how did we get from a legacy system to our modern platform? First, timing was everything. When my manager joined the team in 2015, he pitched that we needed a new DAM. However, our director wisely said that it was not the right season for this type of change. We had just gone through huge budget cuts with massive layoffs. Instead, we worked on getting the most value possible out of our old system. One of the challenges that we faced was an attitude of, if it's not broken, we don't need to fix it. Now, fast forward 2 years to 2017, and suddenly there was a dramatic increase in the instability of our old apps, as you can see on the graph here. The site was breaking on a weekly basis, and there were a number of other limitations like slow upload and download speeds, archaic user interface, and the inability to share video effectively. Offices throughout World Vision wanted to share their content, but the old system was too unreliable. Even worse, in emergency responses to disasters like typhoons and cyclones, there were multiple sources of scattered content, further making it difficult for offices to find content. Finally, when staff would leave, we would lose content, and when they would separate and shut down their cloud storage. It became clear for us and for the organization, our old content library was holding us back from being an agile, cutting-edge digital organization, and we needed to make a change. As an international office, leading change can be very tricky. In the past, other teams had tried to simply build new technology in isolation and deploy to our offices around the world. And these projects usually failed because they were not customer-centric. For my team, our customers are the 20 fundraising offices around the world. And to ensure that our solution added value, we partnered with World Vision Australia to co-lead the project. On our own, we brainstormed 150 requirements, but after working with World Vision Australia, these doubled to more than 300 functional requirements. This shows the importance of the voice of the customer to ensure a great fit between your selected DAM and the needs of the business. Together as project leads, we engaged 60 staff from across more than 11 offices, and we call these our consultation group. Ultimately, we had them vote on their favorite solution, which strengthened our business case. So again, it was clear to us, we didn't just need a little upgrade. We needed a system that would future-proof World Vision and support our work as a digital organization. Our top priorities were 24/7, globally reliable infrastructure with fast access worldwide, an intuitive user experience that was easy as online shopping, and a Google-like search with auto suggestions. We also wanted a system, a robust system that can help protect the children and the people we work with by ensuring that the system supports managing personal information well. And of course, the ability to share video effectively around the world. In a span of 5 months, our team has researched over 30 DAM systems, surveying the marketplace. From our research, we shortlisted 12 and invited them to participate in the RFP process. On this next slide, you'll see smart sheet. So we assigned weights and importance to our 300 plus functional requirements, which helped us to further narrow our shortlist. After a very competitive process, we evaluated 7 finalists, scoring each functional requirement on a scale of 1 to 5. That score was multiplied by the weight assigned to that functionality, and this allowed us to generate an overall score for each vendor. These finalists were assessed against high-level criteria, such as their percentage score for functional requirements, robust support for integration, strong video support, affordable and scalable storage, and overall affordability. The final DAM selected supported 90% of our 300 plus requirements. Our old vendors supported less than 30% of that. These helped build a business case. Even though the new solution was more expensive, when you looked at how much we were spending per functionality point, it was actually worse to stay on our, or worse value to stay on our old system than to move to a more robust platform. Right, so many of you may be wondering, how did we get management buy-in for this project? First, timing. Our previous DAM contract was expiring, therefore no penalties in migrating. Second, we positioned the project in alignment with a broader organizational strategy. At the time that our old system was breaking, our organization had a new organizational strategy. Okay, so new strategy means new needs. As we seek to fulfill our strategic imperatives, it was clear to us that we need to prepare for the future today or at that time. Third, make sure that you got the right leaders involved. Our senior director was our champion, and our job was to equip her. The CEO and COO of our fundraising offices were supportive of that vision. Our senior director took every opportunity so she can get the right people engaged, even when that meant catching up with the leaders in hallways and offering rides to CMOs on the way to the airport. Partnership with key stakeholders was crucial. Finally, we ensured that we partnered with the appropriate cross-functional teams. Our IT department did a thorough vetting and looked for non-functional requirements that we didn't even know existed. Our legal department helped ensure that the contract was in good order, and our procurement department led us through the buying process. Again, this helped make the business case stronger. Now, launching the DAM is just the first step for this project. And we want to reap the benefits of a better tool and new ways of working. The system must be accepted and used by teams across the organization who manage, upload, download, and share content. Now, we did that in 2 ways. First, we had regular, consistent communications. We hired a project manager who created excellent comms plan, detailing the audience, channel, and timing. Second, we used creative, engaging communications. We developed a unique tone of voice in our communications to staff. Rather than being overly formal, we had a casual conversational tone. For example, when we shut down our old system, we sent an email that was like a breakup letter from the old system with a subject line, "We need to talk." Staff actually started to look forward to receiving our emails and would regularly reach out and tell us how much they enjoyed getting our updates. Others would even remark that it feels like Storyhub is a friend that they look forward to hearing from. So that's my part. I'll hand it over to Laura for other more important details.
Thanks, Leanne. So we launched at the start of 2019. So it's been a few years in the Storyhub world, and this was a massive undertaking. We needed to configure the entire system, migrate 500,000 files, and ensure we had training materials in place before the launch. One temptation when working on a new system is to try and build out your dream system from day one, but this might delay your project unnecessarily. At principles, recommend minimum viable product. It's a terrible sounding term, and we resisted this at first and said, oh no, we're going to build the minimum happy system at a start. However, with so many teams to please, this led to a bloated project scope that caused several months of delays. Ultimately, we learned our lesson and focused on the essential functions of the system to launch, and then made iterative improvements from there. So an example of this was streamlining our user stories, as there are users who don't need all the functions of the system. The clarity of these user stories helped us to identify the user groups we needed. There were users who would search and browse only, those who needed to download and share, those who only needed to upload, and users who would administer the system. For rollout, we collaborated with key power users for user acceptance testing, and ultimately, these individuals became key contacts to assist with the global training and rollout. This is how we use the train the trainer approach to decrease the burden on our team to train 1,500 staff. So we also created a quick PDF guide, which you can see an example on the slide, around our user stories, along with self-service training videos for each of the key user groups. This was essential as we scaled and hundreds of new users were joining every month. So we audited keywords from our old system and found that 67% of keywords on the list were not tagged to any assets. We brainstormed relevant keyword categories based on the audit and worked with external consultants to assist us in building a new controlled vocabulary, establish broader terms and keywords. We spent hours of work across 3 different staff members in reviewing and vetting the keywords to include on the CV. This was an essential step prior to migration, as this is what powers the intuitive filters and word search suggestions. So by November of 2018, the new DAM system configuration was nearly complete. We had migrated over 500,000 assets from the old system, and we also added 4,000 brand new videos from our fundraising offices. We considered migrating only select assets versus everything, but with the speed of the new system, we deemed it was wise to have everything migrated and then sort everything out later in a more powerful DAM system. So leveraging a DAM with robust APIs allowed us to outsource the migration work to a developer we knew at an affordable rate. By purely focusing on the new system, we had no regrets and better visibility. We built metadata standards and schema, workflow and processes, asset lifecycle, and consent standards and policies. How are things going today? Well, users keep growing from around 1,500 during the in 2019. Still going. They have almost one with 8,000 new assets uploaded to Storyhub monthly on average. So to put it into some smaller numbers in perspective, that's around 11 new assets every hour, 24/7, 7 days a week. Assets that are uploaded to Storyhub mainly videos, B-roll, and finished video and stories. We also manage creative content, including social media assets, as well as reporting documents and internal documents. By the end of Storyhub's first year since launch, average monthly downloads increased by over 150%, and content uploads were up by more than 245%. So 2020, as you know, was an unprecedented year. Storyhub thrived, however, and collaboration across World Vision grew like never before. With limitations in travel brought about by the pandemic, we needed to be more creative in producing content. Video availability continued to grow exponentially, with a 42% increase in just 1 year, making more than 80,000 videos available in Storyhub, a huge increase in content available. We have scaled video production through the use of high-quality video footage existing on Storyhub. The scale of Storyhub increased drastically, and the system did not break. It allowed users to collaborate and be more resourceful, utilizing existing assets. We reaped the benefit of the work we did on this project to ensure our critical work could move forward in the midst of a global pandemic that otherwise would have been a huge disruption to our operations. So one of the integral parts to our success of Storyhub has been the speed of the system. In early 2021, Storyhub underwent an upgrade, bringing fantastic new features and faster speeds around the globe. 2 to 3 times faster upload speeds, new view and sort options, new quality rating filters, and many more great features. And these features aligned the system to match user needs. By subscribing to a SaaS vendor, we get to focus on our content workflow and ensuring that we are doing our utmost to serve the needs of vulnerable children around the world, while the vendor continues to innovate and create better features and faster speeds. Even though we launched with our MVP, we continue to make agile, iterative improvements based on data. After launch, we discovered that 60% of our downloads originated from the homepage. This told us that staff appreciated the collections we were curating, but we also heard from our customer that it was difficult to navigate the current design. So we ended up redesigning the homepage, drawing inspiration from streaming platforms like Netflix and Amazon Prime. They have large libraries of content, and so do we. The new design increased the speed of the page to be 6 times faster to load in low bandwidth connections, and downloads from collections, increased 42%, with content featured on the homepage being 5 times more likely to be downloaded, smashing our previous benchmark of 3 times more likely to be downloaded. So thank you for your time today and the opportunity to share our journey. We look forward to answering any questions you may have.
Fantastic. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Leanne and Laura. I took a few notes. I've learned many good things. Your old vendor only supported 30% of your functionality. That's a takeaway. I think a lot of people on this call, I think many people on the webinar today might be in the, I might be buying a new DAM, or I might be thinking about a new DAM for my future, but yikes, that's 30% is not a lot. I also love the fact that you sort of framed this as a DAM breakup, and you sort of said, we need to talk. Humor goes a long way. I very much appreciated that. Well said. But, I love the new redesign. You took the feedback. You were saying like 150% downloads and a 250% increase in uploads. That's amazing. But you could, what I'm always impressed with is when people are able to take the responsive approach and say what people are saying. So if the things are all coming from the homepage and that new redesign looks so good, and obviously you're getting the benefits of that with happier customers and good downloads and all those things. All right, let's do some Q&A. You're getting a ton of positive feedback in your designs, by the way, in the chat section. So everyone else, bring those questions over to the Q&A section. First question, how do you manage personal and confidential information as well as to ensure the safeguarding of the people you have in your stories? Good question. Probably something that many people should be considerate of in this time and age. Good question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can answer that one. We work very closely with World Vision's safeguarding team, and we have mandatory consent forms. So they cover written and verbal consent, and any stories featuring children or vulnerable people require written consent. Sorry. We also have the system set up to strip metadata on downloads. So only the basic IPTC fields are embedded on those downloads. And that's kind of managed with marked sensitive information fields in the system, which isn't accessible to all users. So as I was saying before, we've got different access levels based on the type of user in the system. So yeah, we're doing our utmost to protect everyone's stories and information.
Welcome to 2022. We have to be so sensitive about names, identity, all those good things. Good question, good answer. We have a great question here from Belinda. Question is to either of you or both of you. Did the new DAM give you insights that changed your content strategy and designs? Yes, well, please take it away. That's a good question. Thank you, Belinda.
Yeah, I can take it on. Definitely. So with the new DAM that we have, one very good thing that we really liked about it is the robust reporting system. So that allowed us to understand, okay, what content are users downloading? Is it more videos? Is it more images? And then we gave that feedback to our marketing team. So we are creating our reports, sending them mid-year annually. We share them to our content and marketing teams that allowed those teams to actually get insights from there. So if people are like, what kinds of images are being downloaded, which ones are popular, because from there, even our field offices are able to get the feedback that, oh, okay, so these kinds of images are popular, these kinds of shots are popular. Same thing for videos. So people actually like videos which are what we call superless or clean, because other offices are able to translate that to other languages as well. So yeah, the reporting system of the new DAM system allowed us to give that feedback as well to other offices.
Laura, did you have any insights from the new DAM?
Yeah, I think also just to add to what Leanne said, the new DAMs allowed us to really focus on high value content. So in the migration and looking at the different assets we had and using collections, we've been able to curate the best kind of content so that we can share that with our colleagues and externally to focus on the best work coming in. So the new platform's definitely given us that flexibility.
We have a great question here from Anonymous about did you have any metadata challenges when you implemented those collections? Good question. I like that. Metadata challenges with the collections.
I think I'd separate I'll break down that question. Metadata challenges and then collections. So metadata challenges, definitely. We've got 500,000 assets migrating into a new system. That meant millions of values that we have to migrate over to a new system. So what worked for us is working with a contractor, so that's separate from our team, who was in charge of checking the metadata, ensuring that the right metadata will be migrated over to the right assets, as well as testing that in the system. So we didn't bother updating the metadata in the old system anymore. So we moved to the new system, we migrated everything, and we check that things are doing well in the new platform. Collections, separately, metadata for collections, I'd say we built it out. So we get feedback from the users as well. So if they're not finding the collections that they need or the content that they need, then we review our systems. So we find kind of solutions of, okay, where are the gaps on here? What kind of metadata information should we include so that users are able to find these types of content?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it looks so good, like that when you showed that slide of the collections, you could see that it would be, you want to optimize the metadata as you go forward with those things. We've got about 2 minutes left, but there's a whole bunch of questions. Ryan asked a great question. How do you capture and store your consent forms so that they are accessible? Do you store them in your DAM? Good question.
Laura, would you like to take this?
I can answer this one. So we do. So where the users are required to upload them as a document or image, and we actually mark them as hidden and don't really have any metadata, so they're searchable. So the only people that have access to that are the admins and librarians. And then if anyone needs confirmation of consent, we can share those privately. But everything's hidden. Everything's hidden.
We've got, the clock is ticking. Really quickly, do you have plans to use AI technology, yes or no?
We do, yeah.
Do you have, what platform are you using? Are you able to share or?
I don't think I can share, but I'll come back with you probably.
Okay.
You can share in the future.
So
yeah.
So the person who's asking that question, we can go offline. You can go offline. You can find both Laura and Leanne, and that question can be answered. There's 2 more questions on here that afterwards we can connect everyone together so they can. We are out of time. This is good. Thank you very much, Leanne and Laura, for this excellent presentation. I learned a lot. I know our attendees have learned a lot, so this is awesome. Thank you both very much. Everyone, please join me in thanking them for this presentation. Up next, we have Woodwing to learn about next-gen dam integrations in track 1. Following this, hear about how dam systems help you reach your most desired go-to-market goals with Wyden and Acquia Company in track 1, or the future of digital asset and work management with Adobe in track 2. See you in 5 minutes. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.